Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel, Let's Talk Stocks. So today I wanted to compare the two penny stocks that I brought, both cannabis stocks. I brought Sundial Growers and I brought High Tides. So originally I put £100 in Sundial and I only put £50 in High Tides. Now I've completely closed my position in Sundial Growers and I want to explain the reasons behind this and why I think High Tides is the stock to watch. Firstly, Sundial was turned into a bit of a trending stock. So what I mean by that is it got banded all over Twitter, everyone was sharing it to the moon, all the usual stuff that happens when a stock starts trending and it starts becoming a meme stock and people all jump behind it just to make a quick buck. So you can see, if I look over the course of a week, you can get a bigger picture. You can see it started around the $1 mark. It went right the way up to $3. Everyone cashed out, and now it's floating around up and down, and it's settled today around 2.3. So everyone's had their fun. They've cashed out, and some people are left holding the bags. So I cashed out and made a profit. If you want to see my video on that, if you look a couple of videos down, you'll see how much money I made. So I made a profit and I got out, and I want to show you the reason why I'm holding High Tide now and why I've got a lot more confidence in High Tide over Sundial Growers. So first of all, let me show you this article on Forbes. This is an article basically explaining why they suggest you don't buy Sundial Growers. So I'll leave the article link in the description if you want to read the whole article, but the bit that stood out for me was this bit down here where it says Sundial suffers from weak quality control. According to Market Watch, on August 20th 2019, another Canadian cannabis company disclosed that it had returned half a ton of pot and terminated its agreement to buy cannabis from this third party, did not name. The 1.9 million batch was of poor quality and it contained bits of rubber. So huge statement there. One of the main things when people are looking to buy cannabis is the quality of it, and to have that against your name is a huge downfall in my opinion. To have poor quality and the cannabis containing bits of rubber, it's a really hard thing to pull away from. Although that happened a couple of years ago, it's one of those things that will follow them around for a while and it'll be hard to recover from something like that. So I've done a lot of research into High Tide, and this is some reasons why I think it's a stronger stock. It's also a lot cheaper because it's not a trending stock, so it's not like everyone's jumped behind it just for the sake of jumping behind it without doing much research into it. So again, I'll leave the links to all these articles in the description if you want to read them all. But with High Tide, it's brought a number of other companies. So it's got 69 current locations, and it's, if I just highlight it so you can see, it's brought all these different companies. So when you're buying into High Tide, not only are you buying into the company High Tide, you're actually getting a slice of all these other companies that High Tide has actually acquired. So you can see them listed all there. There's around 8 companies that it's actually licensed and acquired. So if I go over to its website, you can kind of see all the different brands and other companies that is actually under High Tide's company. So Cannabana, Kush Bar, New Leaf Cannabis, Meta Cannabis, Grass City, Variant Distribution, that's their distribution side of things, Famous Brands. So you can see that you're actually getting involved in a number of different companies, so you've got a lot more exposure. You've got a lot of people that will know these different brands, so effectively you've got kind of 8 companies worth of people coming into one. So for me, that's a great selling point, that the fact that they've got all these big names underneath them within their company. If I go back over to Trading 212, if we have a look at High Tide, you can see it has dipped right back down under what I paid for even for it, so it's $0.6 a share, which is very, very, very cheap. And it's mainly because everyone's focusing on the penny stock that is Sundial Growers. Everyone's kind of put their money into that, and that's where all the focus is, and everyone's kind of forgotten about this cannabis penny stock. So that's why it's dropped right back down. I think it's an absolute steal at the moment. I've only put £50 into it, and I've got 100 shares, so absolute bargain. I'm going to be holding this. I won't be cashing out. Unlike Sundial Growers, as soon as I made a profit, I took all the money out because of the research I'd done into it, and I saw that it had a history of bad quality, and I just could see that it hasn't got as good write-ups and reports written about it. If you search HITIF, it's hard to find a report that says don't buy. A lot of them are saying it's one to watch, it's a stock to buy, whereas with Sundial, a lot of the ones I read was saying don't buy, avoid it, and this sort of stuff. So obviously you need to do your own research. That's just what I've found. So obviously you can have a read through the company details and do your own research. Like I said, on here it says it doesn't say the employees. I found out there's 125 employees, so I got that information from another website. I'm not sure why it hasn't been updated on Trading 212 yet. The market cap is also huge, 360 million, compared to, I want to say 42 million on Sundial. Let's have a look at Sundial. 41 million. So very, very exciting stock, definitely one to watch. And like I said in my last video, this is the stock that I'll be holding. I won't be selling when it starts making profit, because this is the stock I can see that's going to do big things in the future. Let me know your thoughts. Is this the first time you've heard of High Tide, or have you already got it on your watch list or in your portfolio? Do you hold Sundial? Have you been left holding the bags? Did you get some profit? Or did you get in lower in the first place? Are you still actually up? Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.